Hello, friends of Leon. My name is Todd. I'm the founder of the Leon Home app, and we got another installment here today of Founder's Fixes. So today we're dealing with an irrigation issue. All right, so my wife got this great raised garden bed. The plants are doing well, but I had put in some of this drip line to try and get this watered, but I was noticing that no water was really getting up to it. I had actually used some drip line underneath to tie into this flower bed drip line and noticed that it just wasn't getting any real pressure. Following the Leon app, I was starting to do a little bit of triage and diagnosis, so I undid this and found out that there is barely any water getting through this entire zone. So basically Leon was telling me that if this all drip line area isn't getting water, that we need to start going upstream essentially to see what's going on. I have now dug up and found where that zone was getting water from, and then cut this back basically to expose the PVC, and then turned on the zone, and this water was barely trickling out of here. It seems we may have found the culprit. I found the valve box for this irrigation zone and turned this knob to try and get water flowing through the PVC and into that zone. Bypass the system that turns it on normally, and no water was flowing. And I did turn this one on it right here at the valve, and it turned that water on no problem. Pressure's still good in this area, but the valve and solenoid for this particular zone is no longer working. All right, shutting off flow to the entire system. I said to confirm the water's off by turning on a nearby zone and making sure water isn't going. Here's the problematic valves. Here's the other one that I'm gonna turn on and just make sure that all gets leaked out. No water coming through the overflow. Following more Leon instructions, I made sure the power was off to the valve box and solenoid area. Went ahead and just clipped these off. I also took a photo of how all the wiring was set up so that I will have that as a reference. That was a great tip from Leon. Here's a progress update. Took the old diaphragm out, which, judging by what the new one looks like, that yellow part I'm guessing is what this white part was. So it looks like we may have the culprit. I reattached the top of the valve. Apparently it's called a bonnet. Who knew? Now gonna rewire it. Reconnecting my solenoid wires. I used some wire strippers here. I did actually go ahead and buy some new waterproof wire connectors. These things do kind of fill up with water, so I didn't want to use these other ones that Leon had said if they aren't looking super, then maybe replace them. New valve, or top of it at least, bonnet and solenoid and all of that diaphragm, that's all in. I got everything rewired. I used my old photo to make sure I rewired everything back the way that it was before. Now we're going to follow the next instructions to turn the water back on, turn the power back on. All right, I got the water back on, I got the electric back on. Instead of turning it on at the controller, I'm gonna test it by turning this bleed screw at the top to try and turn this valve on. So if this goes well, should actually see a geyser appear over there, and I'm gonna wanna cut it off really quickly. So here we go, moment of truth. Yeah. Yeah, baby. All right, got a leak there somewhere in here to fix, and then hopefully good to go after that. That drip line had just disconnected underneath the corner whenever that got planted. So reconnecting there, trying again. All right, here we are the next day. Everything's looking great. Got the valve replaced. The front irrigation zone's all working great, and the raised flower bed is getting watered, and so far so good. It's nice and happy. We'll see you next time.